Yo, what's up? So today I'm just going to be giving you guys some tips on how to increase your social stats in Persona 3 Reload as quickly as possible. So that is your charm, academics, and courage that you see right here. Now, these stats are quite important because throughout the game you'll realize that there are a lot of content that are locked behind a certain level of these social stats, right? So, for example, Fuka's social link is locked behind a certain level of courage. So it's important to try and level these up as quickly as possible so you're not wasting time trying to level them up and try and play catch up. But before I get into the tips, I just want to give two general tips. First one is to make the most of the events that don't pass time. So that's during class and also after Tartarus. So during class, you have the opportunity to increase your charm by answering the questions right. You have the opportunity to increase your courage by going to sleep in class, and then your academics can also increase as well when you stay up in class. As for after Tartarus, when you go to the nurse's office the next day after visiting Tartarus, you will be given a drink, a weird potion thing that you get to just consume. You'll gain 2 points of courage, and this one can be quite easy to forget, but if you remember, definitely do that before doing anything else, because it won't be available any other day. Now, there are a lot of things to do at night to level up your social stats, but by far the best option is the arcade. By far. Depending on what game is there, it can change what sort of stat you're increasing, but every session gives you 4 points towards the stat that is leveling up. It is a bit pricey, but per session, out of all of the other activities that you do at night, the arcade actually gives the most points. So I would say ignore everything else, just do the arcade if you have the cash for it. And you should. If you go to Tartarus, you should have enough money to last you for until the next visit to Tartarus. There are these other stats that you can increase for battle, so your agility, strength, and magic. Just ignore those at all costs. You don't need them to tackle the combat in this game if you know what you're doing. Go to the arcade every single night if you can. Make sure you have enough money for that. My other tip is that I've come to realize that all the social stats are not equal in terms of XP requirements. I've learned that courage requires 80 points, charm requires 100 points, and academics requires 230 points. These are all the point requirements to max out the stats. I would recommend focusing on courage first, then leveling up your charm, and then focusing on your academics last, because not only is it faster to level up that way, but it's also because all of the content that requires courage come to you early. All of the activities that require charm, they come towards the middle of the game, and academics or towards at the end of the game. So for example, courage, you have Fuka, Mutatsu and stuff like that. Charm, you have Yukari, Tanaka. Academics, you have Mitsuru, and so on and so on. So it's best to level up your courage first, and then your charm, and then your academics. You'll somewhat follow an equal balance anyway, just because of how the requirements work. But what my point is to just try not to spam out every single night at Wakatsu Kitchen trying to level up your academics when you're going to miss out on all of the early content that requires courage, and all you have is level 4 academics. So you don't need to worry about the exams. For academics, you can level up quite easily during the study sessions that you have with the dorm roommates the week before the exam, and these will increase your academics by quite a lot. I recommend in between every exam, just make sure that your academics went up 1 level, and you should be able to pass the exam. And once you do pass it, you'll have a huge bonus to each of your social stats. Right, so in summary, you want to make sure that you make the most of all of the events that don't pass time. So answering correct questions in class, staying awake, or going to sleep in class. And then For Tartarus, on the next day, go to the nurse's office and drink the potion and earn your courage point. And then for my second general tip was to make sure you use the nights to level up your social stats. Don't use the days to do that. Use it for your social links. And then lastly, I mentioned to level up your courage first, your charm second, and then your academics last. So prioritize accordingly. And yeah, otherwise that's everything I have. Thanks for watching, and hopefully these tips help.